Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Life with Marion and Joe. So today is actually the first nice day that we've had in a while. It's supposed to go to about 65 today. We had crazy winds and rains all last week, and I believe the week before that it was cold as well. The last week of winter we had really nice weather, but since spring has been here, we've had crappy weather. So I thought you might want to join me today as I walk around and take a look in the garden. I've been doing things already. I've been cleaning up here and there. And as you can see behind me, the pool is open and the water is being drained out because we are going to get a new liner. And because the pool has an odd shape, the pool company wants to actually get in there to take accurate measurements because we have the steps in there and, like I said, that odd shape, and they want to make sure that it's absolutely will fit. And they said it's going to be a turnaround time of about 10 days. I doubt that, but you never know. But the only problem with that is it extends the amount of time that I'm going to be cleaning the pool. But what are you going to do? We need a new liner. As you can see, it got very, very, very white. And right now, Marianne and I are in the decision making. Do we want to go dark blue or do we want to stay light blue? But anyway, that'll be another video. So let's just take a quick look around at the garden and see what's going on here in northern New Jersey on the day of the total eclipse of the sun, April 8th. So since we're back here by the pool, we might as well start right now. And I do have to power wash the whole area around the pool, and I think I'm actually thinking of hiring a professional because I did it last year, and as you can see, there is still that line. I'll try it one more time, but I think I'm going to have to get a professional in here to do that, to make it look nice and fresh. But let's take a look here. Right there, that pad right there, that is where a big urn goes with my Dracaena and my filler, thriller, and spiller. You can see the liriope grass here is beginning to pop back up, as well as the sedum is coming up, and some of my grandmother's violets, which I only had one plant left, and they have been spreading like crazy. It's fine. I love them. Reminds me of her. If they do get out of hand, I just have to pull them out. You see, there's another one growing in there. Here, this is coming back up again. The coral bells, I believe that's called. And this is the cat mint, and it's just beginning to sprout up. Now, I saw on other people's gardens, they're huge already. In fact, some of them are flowering, but we're behind here because of the weather. This is a vinca vine. Look how pretty that flower is right now. That's one of the few colors that we have right now at this moment in time. And if you remember last year, I made this little extra sidewalk right here really quick with these pavers and so on, and I have the sedum growing in between some of the cracks, which I thought is looks nice. This right here, this is also another sedum right here, and it looks a little orange right now. It's pretty, that color, but it will green up and become green, and it is spreading as well. Here, another little patch that I've repeated the same ideas with the sedum and the vinca vine, and you know what? I forgot what this is called. I wish I could remember right now. I'm having a senior moment. Can't remember. It will get yellow flowers on it. It's really pretty. It'll come to me eventually. Here, you can see the hostas are beginning to pop up. These urns right here, I will put in the canna lilies. That's what goes in there. And then here, take a look at my irises, and look, I'm just seeing it with you. They are beginning to bloom, and we're going to have those beautiful purple flowers really soon. Really happy about that. More cat mint right here, and then I did a row of the violets right here. Now they're very vigorous. They will spread but I want it. That's what I want. Okay, you see the sedum, they just started popping up the other day, and the rate of mitosis in them is absolutely unbelievable. They are growing already like crazy. This area, I made this sidewalk as well to get back behind the filter and so on. I need to disguise this area right here or cover it up, but I'm not quite sure what I wanted. I did build something with pallets once, but I hated it, took it down, so it looks clean right now. Here, this area, I had diplodenia in last year. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do in here. I have this trellis right here, and I have a vine growing on it. It's a euonymus vine, but I'm actually thinking of possibly training my spaghetti string beans on this vine. I think that will look neat with all the string beans cascading down from the trellis. You know what happens sometimes? My mind is thinking in advance, and I'm like a mile ahead of where I'm talking, and it seems like I'm not with it, but I'm just ahead of myself all the time. So don't worry if you think that I'm losing it. Okay, more hosta here and more of my irises growing. This will be ornamental grass I have in here. Yesterday I came out, the sun came out in the afternoon yesterday by some miracle, and I did some trimming. Now I cut back these barberry because I like to keep them tight, and I hate when they get all wild looking, as well as this English boxwood right here. I did cut this. As you can see right here, we are not getting any buds yet, but this tree always buds very late for us here. It was a mistake putting it here because it has a lot of pink flowers which fall into the pool, but it looks beautiful. Another English boxwood right here, and then all my hostas which will come up in here. The snake grass is beginning to pop up right in here. Now this right here, this is a smoke bush, the purple smoke, and it's for those of you who know me, you know my father gave me the one that's on the side of the house, so it's very important for me. Hold on, here's a weed I want to pull out. And this one I found growing in a crack, and I took it over here, and it is getting big. It's about 7 feet tall already, so happy about that. This barberry is suffering. I cut into it, hoping that it's going to bloom again. I've been pushing back on this azalea right here, and it has a better shape right now, and I'm hoping that I'm going to get blooms on it, as well as that euonymus, which I dug out of the side of the house. It was growing underneath another plant, and I pulled it out, I put it there, and I think I'm starting to get a shape on it. Another pad right here for another big urn, more of the sedum, coral bells, more of the sedum here. I repeated that again, and if you remember last year, you probably don't if you don't know who I am, but I put these 4x4s in, and I just made like a little, just to give interest to the yard and some texture. I approach the outside as the same as I do inside. I try to use design principles that I use, that I'm familiar with and happy with. So you see what I did was I kind of repeated on this side of the walkway what I have on this side of the walkway, slightly different but same components, just a little bit different arrangement. More Lilyrope grass. I cut all of my hostas here in half because they were like Jurassic Park last year. They were way too big, so I cut them back, and like I said, they are vigorously growing right now. I repeated what I have on this side of the angel, on this side, irises, and another euonymus right here. This boxwood I am training into a conical shape. I want it to be pointy, and more irises right here. These do not have any buds on them yet, so the other ones are a little bit of ahead. This tree right here is special to us because my father loved this tree when he used to come here and see it, And it's so weird because it always blooms a day before, the day of, or the day after his death anniversaries, which is April 3rd. So it's kind of, I always think it's like him saying, how you doing? How's it going? Things are looking good. I just cut the 2 spiral junipers yesterday, and as you can see, my tiger lilies are tremendously large. I'm sorry, somebody very close is having their grass cut, so it's noise always. And my sedum right here. Now inside that circle right there will be hostas, and they'll grow so big that you won't even be able to see those stones that I put around the outside. I did remove hostas that were in here because I'm making this rustic looking sidewalk here. It's not a sidewalk, but it leads to my shed. So I'm putting different bricks, different pavers in because I want to give it a rustic look. I was just cleaning up on the side of the house, and I found 4 more pavers that look different from these, so they're going to go in here as well. I just like the way that it gives interest. I'm tired of the same boring stuff all the time. Hostas, tiger lilies, my little tiny garden, vegetable garden, and all winter long I've been putting in eggshells and scraps from the table, as well as coffee grinds to loosen it up. And you can see I have a bunch of hostas right there, all lined up waiting to go somewhere. Where, I don't know, but because I don't want to attract any more deer outside than I have to, because, you know, they think hostas are gourmet salad. This is Marianne's grandfather's wine press, and unfortunately it is beginning to really fall apart. I'm not going to take it apart yet. I think it has a little bit more time, but I am going to remove this. This soil in here got like concrete, and what happens is no matter how much I water it and so on, it just has that crummy look to it. I got my black mulch from Home Depot the other day, and those areas that I showed you, is going to get black mulch. I just want to show you how much more the pool went down. So while we were talking, I mean, and I didn't shut the video off, look how much more, look how much further it went down. Wow, it's going down fast. Okay, so I need to power wash all the pavers, and that is a job and a half. And a lot of weeds are growing in between here. I started to put weed killer in, but it's been so wet, it doesn't really work. Now this area that's right here on the side of the house, I think I'm gonna have to hold on until this guy stops. Man, that was annoying, and he's still back over there, but he's in the back of the house now. So anyway, here it is in this rock garden section. What I did was I tried to create with I had the gravel and I have the white rocks, and the white rocks are supposed to look like a stream, like it's spilling down and coming along here, but I'm not crazy about it, and I'm going to try to reimagine this area again. I don't know how. I'm in the process right here of figuring it all out, but I'll let you in on it when I do figure it out. I mean, things are coming up. Look at this sedum. I had this in a pot, and it's actually popping up all over, so, which is fine. I'm letting it, get established, and then when I have to move it, I have to move it. But I do like the combination of stuff because it starts to get really static looking. Here, there's some more of my grandmother's violets popping up around the outside of that and all in here. So that whole area would fill in. So I'm actually thinking of maybe possibly moving these row of stones over to this little pad sidewalk I have and filling in this area with plants, and maybe move the bird bath over to this area. I'm not really sure. I have to figure it out right now, and I have to cover the air conditioning units. I hate the way they look too. We were supposed to have it done last year and it never happened. This down here, repeating a lot of the stuff, that I have. I like these, like I said, to give them texture. Oh, now somebody down there is cutting the grass too. Oh Lord. Look how pretty the euonymus is, the yellow against the green. It's so pretty. Okay, so actually what I try to do is I try to get color through the shrubbery rather than relying on so many flowers. Right here I have the yellow barberry, and again, because of the snow and the cold, it's this one in the middle here is suffering a little bit, but I'm not overly concerned about it. I think I can get it to come back. And then I have these euonymus right here, which are very yellowy green right now, and then they get a whitish green later on. More of that sedum spilled out from the pot, and it's growing against these rocks, which I think looks very appropriate. It has a nice look, so I like that. This pot right here, which comes from my parents, will get some kind of flowers. Last year I had the diplodenia in it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be putting in it this year. I added the brick border last year. They were 4 for $1 at Home Depot, and I'm waiting for them to go on sale. I'll have my fingers crossed so that I will be able to get a few more in the process. You see I did it all along the border right there, and even in this border over here. I need to do it across the front. More of that sedum spilling out. You can see it really is going all over the place. These are, what I tried to do here is I had 2 of the red barberry right here, and then I had that English boxwood, and then I had this euonymus. So originally it was the green, then the 2 reds, and then the green and the white. But look what happened here. The barberry started to, get a little bit sick, and the English boxwood grew into it. So I just cut it all as one, so it has a unique kind of a look. More here. This is another type of azalea. This blooms very, very late. It's kind of branchy looking, not too many leaves looking. And I always think I want to pull it out, but it's like, I want to say 25 years old, and I feel bad, but I don't know. I think the time may be coming. More barberry, more of juniper right here, that yellowish kind. Here are my lavender, and they're just starting to grow again right here. I cut them back a little bit. I was afraid to cut too much back because I never really grew it before. This one looks the crummiest. I'm hoping that they're going to come back. Like I said, I never grew them before, so I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, and I have to get out here and do some trimming like I did in the back, just to clean everything up. Now this is a giant azalea bush, but look what's happening in the middle right there. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to cut out those dead branches, and hopefully it will refill back in. It is budding. So, and even that 3-ball juniper right there, it's so crooked. And I don't know, I just have a funny feeling that this whole section might be having to get pulled out and refigured out again. Barberry. Now, a lot of people that know me, you're going to be glad to see that the Alberta spruce turned full-blown fir tree is still here. It's been 3 years that my nephew has been coming to help me not cut it down, but it's not harming anything right now. But it does have to come down. It's way too big. Look how tall it got. It's getting way too big, and it dropped a bazillion pine cones as well. It did look like this. It looked like this Alberta spruce right here. It was the same kind, but the fir part of it took over. All of this gets all hostas growing here, which, like I said, I worry all the time because the deer love them. Look at the whole bottom of this Alberta spruce. I had to cut back. I'm going to train it into more of an umbrella kind of a shape. That's what happens when things get old, right? They start to suffer, like this one too. I'm a survey. Look what happened here. Again, I'll cut into that so that it will not look as bad, and when it greens up, it should look a little bit better. True Green has been here twice. I had the fertilizer put down, and the weed and feed I you know, I cut my own grass and do all of that, but I do have True Green come in to fertilize because I forget and then I burn it and so on, and I don't want to do that. Here I'm going to fix this area too. I made this what's supposed to look like water coming down, the white rock representing the water. I'm going to increase this area down in here, but you'll join me for that. Also, I planted mint all in here, and again, it really took off last year. I'm hoping it's going to start popping up because the deer hate mint. They hate that smell, and hopefully it will deter them from eating any of my hostas. Somebody we know, they were driving down the road, and there was a bunch of fawns and a male deer, and I think he was trying to show off in front of them, and he actually jumped on top of their car, and the insurance company said she had to file it as she was hit by a flying object. Anyway, okay, so that's it for our walkabout today. I hope you enjoyed this little trip with me, and I will be keeping you posted. Okay, buddy, you take care. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.